Hi, I'm Alan Brady. You remember me from the Alan Brady Show?
Yes, if Alan needs any help.
Shut up, Mel.
Yes, sir.
Shut up, Mel.
Shut up, Mel. Yes, sir.
I had the best TV writers on my show. Rob Petrie, Sally Rogers,
Hey, I got it! Don't anybody move!
and Buddy Sorrell.
Well, how you moved? I forgot it!
On the Dick Van Dyke Show here,
Alan, if you're...
Shut Up, Mel, on Me TV.
Weeknights at 9:30, 8:30 Central on Me TV.
What's the matter with you?
Hi, I'm John Malos, and welcome to Connect with Me, live on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. Today we're going to be talking about real estate. The housing market, has it made a turn for the better? Is there a turning point? Is there a rainbow at the end of the sky? Well, we're going to talk to one expert right here in our studio today. He is Dan Cheney. He is the owner of his own real estate company in Sanger, 265-4331. We're back in a moment with our show. The expert is in our studio here today on the showroom floor at Ventura TV talking about housing. And if you have a home that you want to sell or you're looking to buy a home, what's going through your mind is, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right time to buy? Is it the right time to sell? Is the housing market, is there a turning point? Have we reached a turning point as far as housing is concerned, not only nationwide, but right here in our own backyard, the Central Valley? Let's go to the videotape, and there are a lot of houses on the market, not as many as there used to be, but according to Forbes magazine, the housing market will improve moderately this year. The magazine says it's too early for housing to get back to normal. What's the normal, you ask? Well, the new normal is that slight improvements, a steady climb out of the deep hole, the gains will come, but in small doses. Doses like sales, appreciation, new housing sales. In some cases, we're still seeing homes like this one in Fresno sitting and sitting for months and months on end. Plenty of lookers, but no takers. And many homeowners who are still underwater, which means that they owe more on their homes than what they're worth. Forbes predicts that prices will rise this year, but only modestly. Recent data shows that prices are rising about 5% a year. Live in our studio right now is Dan Cheney. He owns his own real estate company in the city of Sanger. He's owned his own company, Century 21, for the past 32 years. Believe it or not, 32 years. So since today is Ask the Expert Day, that we're going to ask you to call in and ask Dan a question about your home. If you're thinking about selling, if you're in the market for a home, you want to buy a home, our number here is 265-4331. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? We don't really know the answer to that. We don't have a crystal ball. You know, we just kind of play it by ear like everything else. We're back with our program here on Me TV Fresno in just a moment.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean Dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
If you're upside down in your house and you're not sure what to do, maybe call in, ask Dan a question at 265-4331. What does that mean if you're upside down? That means that your house is worth a lot less money than what you owe on it. Say you owe $400,000 on a house, but it's only worth $200,000. Now, a lot of people are in that predicament right now. My pleasure to welcome in Dan Cheney of Century 21. Boy, 32 years you've had your own company, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's been up, down, up, down. We're kind of in a down mode right now. But let me ask you, what in your mind as a real estate agent, what is normal? Are we back to that normal state yet? And what is normal?
What used to be normal is appreciation at about 3 or 4% per year.
Okay.
We haven't seen that in a long time. Although this past year we did see a jump. Okay.
What's appreciation now?
Appreciation last year we saw about 5 or 6% in the Fresno area.
Okay.
And
that's above the average then.
That is above the average, and we have seen, and we're anticipating another jump this coming year. We're anticipating a jump from 7 to 10%.
Now, is that higher than the national rate?
I'm not quite sure because the rates are all over the place, given in different markets. Different markets have different appreciation rates.
Right, right. Why is the appreciation up so much?
Because we've been down for so long. Okay, we've been down for 5 years. We took the dip in 2007, and in 2007 the market changed dramatically. We were inundated with distress sales, foreclosures, short sales, and that actually took up most of the marketplace.
Right. You talk about short sales. I want to mention that Dan Cheney is our guest. He works for Century 21. He has his own company, has had in Sanger for the past 32 years. Talking about short sales, explain in detail, if you can, in 30 seconds or less, what exactly is a short sale so people kind of understand it?
A short sale takes place when you have more debt than value on the property.
Right.
Okay, and we see
when you're upside down.
When you're upside down, you have more debt than value in the property, and the seller is still the seller, the owner of the property, but we actually start negotiating with the bank, because the bank is the one going to make the decision on this, not the seller.
And which is the toughest bank, in your opinion, to deal with in these kinds of situations?
By far, Bank of America is the toughest to deal with. Simply
Why?
because they have so many to deal with.
So many what to deal with?
So many short sales to deal with.
Right. And they don't want to own the homes. They want to get rid of them. They want the cash, don't they?
They do not want your house. They want their money.
Yeah, they want your money.
Exactly. Yeah.
They want our money.
They want this money so they can go out and put it back into circulation and make new loans with it. So they have.
But why does a short sale take so long? I mean, it could take months and months and months to straighten out.
On an average with B of A, if you're going 6 to 9 months, that is not out of the question on a short sale.
Why? Why? That's the question.
Again, because they're inundated with short sales. It's
because they have too many homes to deal with.
They got a ton of homes to deal with.
And the paperwork is up to here.
And it's not top priority.
Yeah. Well, you'd think it would be, but, they want their money. Okay, take a phone call here. Good morning. You're on with Dan Cheney of Century 21. How are you?
Okay, yeah, I have a question. I know that short sale and there's other options, but okay, I'm underwater, but I have a brother who went into foreclosure, and he just walked away from his home. And by the time the foreclosure people got him out, 3 years later, he was able to go buy a new home, and he's living better than he was before. I mean, is that an option, or is it something that was special for him, or I mean, sometimes people tell me to walk away from my home, and basically right now I'm paying it, but I'm way underwater.
Wow. How far under are you?
Over 100,000.
So what's your home worth right now? Would you say?
My home is worth. When I bought it was 160. It's worth only 60 now.
And what do you owe on it? 160?
Basically everything that.
Okay.
Maybe there were 7 years, and everything goes into.
Yeah. So you're about $100 grand in the hole underwater.
Yeah, and I'm in an area where nobody wants to really buy this. It was a starter home for me.
Wow. Any advice for him?
Yes, sir. You have two options. You have several options actually. You can choose to try a modification, and through the Obama administration, we have the HAMP 2 program that you may qualify for. That is one option. Okay. The next option is you can do a short sale. Okay. The short sale. By the way, who is your lender?
I don't want to give out. It's Countrywide.
Okay, Countrywide has been bought out by B of A, so it's B of A.
Okay.
Okay. Now, B of A, as you heard in the show, takes a long time to do a short sale, but the short sale is an option. And the last option is you go ahead and allow the bank to go ahead and foreclose on it. Now, the difference between the short sale and the foreclosure is a foreclosure on your credit record gives you a bigger ding, a bigger knock, a bigger black mark on your credit, as opposed to a short sale. There are some situations where you can do a short sale, and within 2 years, and there's sometimes within 1 year, you can buy another home depending on your credit record.
Yeah.
So there is options on a foreclosure. The foreclosure is going to stay on your record for quite some time, and it's going to impact your credit for quite some time.
Okay.
So those are the differences.
Okay, well, I was in the impression that there was so much demand for people to I guess that's what my brother did. There was so much demand that his credit was deemed, but he still had or as do I, the capable income to get a nicer place for the same price.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of people are doing what your brother did. They just walk away, and it's the easiest thing to do for them, and then they go out and buy another home 3 or 4 years later. Yeah.
Saving, I don't like doing that. You know?
Yeah, that is an option. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Have a good day. Good luck to you. And so, how many people are still walking away from their homes?
You're asking about the people that are not going to foreclosure, just walking away from the house, or they're not doing a short sale, that are walking away from their house. There's still quite a few doing that. Now, the option they have again is the short sale or the foreclosure. The short sale, in our opinion, is a little better for them because it doesn't impact the credit record as much.
Right. So the foreclosure is a better option for somebody rather than just packing your suitcases at 3 o'clock in the morning and walking out?
Now, actually, the short sale is a better option for people.
Rather than walk out?
Rather than walking out.
Okay. We're talking to Dan Cheney. Century 21, owns his own business in Sanger. That's not too far down the road from here. And he's been in business for the better part of 3 decades. Can you believe that? Got a question? Want to sell your house? Want to buy a house? You underwater? 265-4331. It's Ask an Expert Day here on Connect with Me.
When you need to talk to a private eye.
You want to be talking to Jim Rockford.
That's right. He's the one to talk to.
They don't know who you're talking to.
Rockford.
He's got everyone talking.
What kind of lowlife is he?
Takes out half-page ads in a phone book.
I seem to recall the phrase, moderately intelligent private detective.
You have a smart mouth. You're right, I do. But I'm working on changing that.
Jim Rockford is all the talk on MeTV.
He's something else, all right.
Weekdays at 11, 10 Central on MeTV.
You know, anytime we have an Ask the Expert Day or Ask an Expert, whatever you want to call it, you know, it's your opportunity to call in. And if you are watching the program today and you're talking about, you know, selling your home to friends or family or whatever, and you're discussing it with your wife, you know, and you have some questions, you don't have a real estate agent, call up, ask Dan a question, 265-4331. You might be in the market for a house. You know, the problem right now that I see, Dan, is that it's the uncertainty and the slow growth. If there is any growth, it's slow. And still there is so much uncertainty out there. Banks are still being tough on loans, right? They're not, the regulations are tougher now than they were a few years ago to get a loan.
Good point. The rates are as low as they've ever been, but the guidelines are becoming a little tougher.
Yeah, let's put the rates up on the screen since you mentioned them. Home loans, let's take a look at those numbers right there. A conventional loan, 3 to 6, 3.6 to 3.7%. An FHA is 3.5. A VA loan, that also 3.5%. Why are the rates so low?
The government is trying to ease credit. They're trying to spur on some more activity, and they're doing it by dropping the rates, and those are very attractive rates.
Have the rates ever been that low?
Never. As I mentioned to you earlier, I got married in 1977, and what happened was I bought my first house. The rate I got was 7%. I thought it was a great rate. So that was in 1977. Today, we're at 3.5%, half the rate.
Incredible. All right, good morning. You're on Connect with Me with Dan Cheney. How are you?
Good morning, yes. Question is, I have no credit, but I have a pretty nice 401k amount. I would like to know how to buy a house, or how can I? That was my question.
How can you buy a house with no credit? Is that your question?
Yes, but I have a sizable amount in 401k.
How much do you have in your 401k? Can you reveal that, since we don't know your name?
Oh, sorry, my name is Joe.
Okay, don't give your last name, but roughly how much do you have in your 401k?
I want to say close to like 30.
30 grand, okay. Yeah. What should he do?
Okay. First of all, sometimes you think you don't have credit, and you do have credit. If you have a cell phone, you got credit through that. If you live in an apartment and you pay PG&E, you got credit there. You've got credit through your landlord. Your landlord can write a letter. So you do have credit many times when you don't think you have credit.
So you have credit simply by just renting an apartment, by paying a PG&E bill, by having a cell phone. Is that right?
That's correct. Okay. If you live in and let's say you don't have a cell phone, but you have a landline, you've got credit there as well.
All right. So he's got 30 grand in his 401k. Should he take that out and put it and use it as a down payment?
He can also be able to, okay, now, are you employed?
I think he's gone. So that's going to make a difference whether or not he's employed too, right?
If he's employed, and even if he's not employed, there's hard money financing. Hard money financing, all they use is the value of the home for your credit.
He's going to be hard pressed to get a loan without a job. Let's face reality.
It's going to be tough.
You know, he's going to have to convince this guy that
but
the bank that hey, I can make the payments. But go ahead.
You can also get an owner to finance him. If an owner is willing to finance him, okay, with $30,000. $30,000.
You're talking about like a cosign?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about a seller who owns his property free and clear.
Okay.
Okay. And
but could he get his mom or somebody or a brother to co-sign with him?
He can get a co-mortgagor, a co-signer to help him buy, but he can also go to the seller, see if the seller will assist him in financing by the seller financing the property.
Right. But again, without a job, without steady employment,
becomes a little tougher.
Oh boy, it's like going through a brick wall these days. Anyway, let's put some more numbers on the screen, and I want to talk about the inventory here in the Fresno Clovis area only. If you look up on the screen there, Dan, you can see about a year ago at this same time there were about 1,430 homes available for sale. Those were homes that were on the market ready for sale. Now that number has dropped, 940. Why is that a good thing?
That is, when the numbers drop, it is dropping for a reason. It's dropping because there's great demand out there. The properties are being snatched up very rapidly.
All right, another call. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
It is dropping for a reason.
Are you there? Hey, you got to turn the sound down on your TV. Are you there? Hello, caller.
It ain't ringing or nothing else.
Are you there?
Turn down the sound on your TV. Okay, we got to cut them off. Sorry. Talk about that inventory one more time. We can put the numbers up one more time. 1,430 a year ago, 940 now. You're saying there's more demand. Is that the reason they're down?
There's more demand. The houses are going on the market. They're staying on the market for a shorter period of time. They're being snatched up.
But not in all cases. They're not being snatched up. You know,
the short sales
quickly.
The short sales are taking longer.
Right.
There's still a number of short sales on the market. They take a while for them to process because of what we mentioned earlier. Okay.
Right.
But when the inventory drops, the prices also will increase.
Okay.
And we're going to see some of that as well.
Right. So is this helping the market with the inventory down?
It helps the market in regards to the fact it's making prices going up.
Okay.
And of that, you know, we have a number of distress sales that are involved in that as well.
Okay. Let me warn our viewers out there. If you're watching right now and you're on the phone, I see we have a phone call, and you're listening, turn down the sound on your TV and listen on the telephone, because we can't take your call. The last call that we took, she couldn't hear, or he, because the sound was way up on the TV, and we can hear it and we get feedback. So, knowing that, let's take the call one more time and see who's on the line. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Yeah, fine. How are you?
Good.
Well, I've been watching your show. I just tuned in, and I wanted to make a comment about, you know, the housing market, how, yes, a lot of properties are being bought up. Unfortunately, it's by investors. And investors then want to turn around and rent the houses out. And what that does in turn is make for rental neighborhoods. And there's no sense of pride of ownership anymore. And then I noticed that a lot of the neighborhoods further deteriorate. So to me, with what's going on, it's not exactly the best thing. But the reason why I called it is that I went through a problem with a foreclosure last year, and it was very devastating to me. And I was in the middle of a loan modification process with Bank of America, and they just went ahead and took the home anyhow. And
so what's your question quickly, because we're short on time here.
Right. I'm sorry. Well, the question is, do I have any way, any recourse with Bank of America for taking a home from me while I was in the middle of a loan modification review process? Should I see an attorney? Do I have a chance of some kind of restitution for what they've done to me?
Okay.
I know that they passed a bill in California to prevent that starting this year in January. But
all right. Let Dan go ahead and answer the question. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Very good question. In fact, there's a lot of people in that situation, okay? And that's called dual tracking. And you're right, California has passed a law, and it just went into effect, I believe it went into effect in January, that forbids a lender from dual tracking. In other words, a lender would be working with you on a modification at the same time he's foreclosing on you. Okay, and what happens?
Is that legal or not?
Okay, it's legal, but now in California they passed legislation where they won't allow a bank to do that.
It may be legal, but it's not ethical.
Obviously, yeah.
I mean, so what can you do? What retribution do you have?
Okay, now this took place last year for this individual.
Right.
Okay,
what can he do?
I think he's out of luck. He can get advice from an attorney, but I think he's out of luck. And now, if it happens this year, now you may have recourse simply because there is a law in effect now.
Recourse meaning going to see an attorney.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Against the law to do that if you're in a loan modification process and the bank takes your home away while you're in that process. Legislature passed a law this year that says they can't do that any longer. Any more questions for Dan? 265-4331. Housing market is a hot topic. Remember, when you call in, just turn the sound down on your TV. We're back with Dan Cheney in just a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified, ready, steam equipped, high efficiency Frigidaire affinity place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Frigidaire laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Welcome back to the program, and we're talking about the housing market, a hot topic right now, buying or selling. We do have another phone call, but I want to warn you, if you have your sound up right now, we're going to have to cut you short and cut you off. So turn the sound down on your TV and ask the question, 265-4331. Dan, let's take another call. Good morning. You're on Connect with me. How are you?
Yes.
Go ahead and turn it up. You got to turn your sound down on your TV, though. I think you called in earlier.
The sound is down on my TV.
Okay. What's your question, quickly?
I'd like to know what chance senior has if they're retired of buying a home.
I didn't get the question. Did you?
What chance does a senior citizen that is retired have of buying a home?
What chance does a senior citizen have to buying a home? I think that's the question.
There's no age discrimination in lending. Okay, that's one thing they look at very, very closely. So they can't discriminate against you. They can only look at your income and your creditability. Okay, your ability to repay that loan. So there are still good possibilities. I just sold a mobile home to an 80-year-old, and he had no problem at all getting a loan. So that is, you still have that chance to obtain a loan.
All right, let's put up on the screen, if we can, the foreclosures a year ago and then now. So foreclosures are down. January 2011, you had 650 foreclosures right here in the Central Valley, Fresno, Clovis. Now, Dan, we're down to 111. What does that tell us?
Tell us that the banks are getting rid of their inventory. Their inventory is shrinking. And when their inventory shrinks, there is less housing available, and there's more competition for the existing housing inventory, and that forces prices to go up.
But does that mean that why are people not foreclosing as much as they did 2 years ago?
Okay, they're
not losing their jobs, they're making more money. What's the deal?
The economy is part of it. The economy is starting to take hold, and the modifications may be taking hold.
Okay.
And those two affect the
modifications, like what?
Loan modifications.
Okay.
To allow you to go ahead and drop your rate and
keep your home and continue making the payments.
Mm-hmm.
All right, affordably, right? All
correct.
right. Another call here on Connect with Me. How are you? You're on with Dan Cheney.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm calling about a friend of mine. She took out a reverse mortgage. She didn't. Her husband took out a reverse mortgage and he died. And she just lives on Social Security, and the reverse mortgage ran out. And they told her she had to get out. And she has nowhere to go. So she was trying to rent an apartment on her Social Security. We're doing credit checks on her, and she couldn't get anything. She couldn't get anywhere. And I don't know what she can do. What are her options?
Yeah, good question. Dan, what do you have for her?
Okay, reverse mortgages are unique and a unique item. Okay, they're very, very unique, and they're primarily for older individuals who are in their retirement age, and they pull the equity of the house, and they're able to use the equity then and there.
Well, what can her friend do in this situation?
I think her friend, okay, now the friend who moved into the house that belonged to someone else,
yeah,
I don't think she's got any legal position.
No leverage,
yeah.
huh?
No. I think that the owner of that house was the lady, that was the person that passed away, and as I understand it, that once they pass.
What happens to the reverse mortgage once someone passes away? It just goes out the window? It's gone?
I believe it's gone. Okay, now they've already taken their money. They've already the bank's already got the bank. I mean, the individual's already taken their money, so their equity's gone.
Yeah, tough situation. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry. Crank it up. Go ahead.
They've had it, right?
Yeah.
Basically, she'll have to use her Social Security to find a real cheap apartment.
That is correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Thank you for the call, though.
Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Let's put some more numbers on the screen. Appreciation in the Central Valley. You know, in 2012, you had 6%. Now the prediction is, of course, it's only a prediction. We don't know. It could be 7 to 10% right here in Fresno Clovis. Dan?
Good numbers. Okay, that's the best appreciation we've seen in a long time.
Is that a bold prediction right there, 7 to 10% appreciation?
Somewhat
yeah,
bold.
A little bit bold, right?
It's bold, but everything points to that.
Right.
Everything points to the lower inventory. Okay,
yeah.
The demand we have out there, the availability of credit. Okay.
That 7 to 10% may not be realistic, but it may go up. It may go up. All right, let's take a look at the average sale price of a medium home right here in the city of Fresno, or / Clovis if you want to. $164,000. That's up from $156,000 from a year ago. Good news there, huh?
Good news. Again, that's the appreciation coming from the lower inventory of the properties we have available.
We never even got into the subject of out-of-town investors, which one of the callers brought up. They're flipping homes. A lot of investors from out of town are buying so they can rent.
Correct. We have investors coming in that are taking properties and renting them, because the return right now, there's returns right now on investment pieces from 12% to 25%.
Okay, you got to come back on the show and bring a builder, because I want to know how many abandoned subdivisions are now being rebuilt by some of these builders like Leo Wilson, McCaffrey, you know, name Granville Homes. Are they building again?
They're starting to build again, and
where are they building? Do you know?
Okay, we have a subdivision in Sanger where G.J. Gardner is building on, and it's an abandoned subdivision. Okay.
Okay.
And the city of Sanger has offered incentives in the way of waiving impact fees and development fees.
But Dan, is this just idle talk, or are they really building?
No, they're building.
They're building.
Yeah,
they're actually building. Yeah, homes are going up.
Yes.
And who's buying them?
Okay, first-time home buyers.
Out-of-town investors?
No. First-time. No. Those are primarily some move-up buyers and first-time home buyers that are buying the new homes.
Right. So interesting. Any advice for anybody out there who wants to buy a home? Quickly before we leave.
Prices are going up. The rates are attractive. It doesn't get any better. Okay.
Wow.
And
give your phone number and website out on the air.
Okay. Dan Cheney, and my number is 875-7521.
Say that again. That went too fast.
875-7521.
Okay.
Our website is www.c21dancheney.com.
You got to come back again, maybe sometime in April or May.
Yes, sir.
And bring a builder with you. G.J. Gardner maybe will come on, right? Who knows? All right. Great show today. We got a lot of phone calls. We appreciate your phone calls and your interest in the show. We'll have Dan back again to answer some of your questions at a later date. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Bullard High School. Do you know that there is an effort right now to split Fresno Unified in half? We'll talk about that with a special guest tomorrow. You won't want to miss it. See you then. Have a good one.
James Arness is Marshal Matt Dillon.
They were looking for me. They're going to be back.
On Gunsmoke.
That's right.
Weekdays at 1 on MeTV.